The Cost of Becoming Jynxzi. The video title is The Cost of Becoming Jynxzi, and it is by Golf Cart. Let's watch.
This was the exact moment Jynxzi became the most subscribed streamer on Twitch.
Now listen, if you don't know who he is, you better find out why he's so popular, man.
It seemed like Jynxzi came out of nowhere. Like he snapped his
He
fingers
really did.
and all of a sudden, he was the new king of Twitch. For most people, this is a dream come true. To wake up, play video games, and get stupid rich.
I do social media, right? But I would never want to be on the top. Being on
Right.
the top is a curse.
But what we don't see in this moment is what it took to get here. Because success like this doesn't come free. It comes with a cost. And for Jynxzi, that cost was higher than most people could ever imagine.
639 hours streamed to an
That's
average
insane.
viewership of 2. That's Jynxzi, man.
While his friends were out living their college years, Jynxzi was alone, night after night, sitting in front of a camera, streaming to almost no one.
Because it's not about the hours that they know about. It's about what you do in the dark room when it's you and your thoughts.
For years, his reality was numbers so low they didn't even register. 5 viewers, 10 viewers, it was a dream no one else could see.
Every great thing that you will ever achieve is brick by brick, day by day, night by night.
But the real question is, what exactly did he give up to reach number 1?
His life, bro. One thing that I do want to preface before he gets into this video is like a lot of people, and I'm not going to beat around the bush. I just adapted this, mindset probably a year or two ago. I adapted it before I got back into streaming, mainly because I didn't have my PC. But I think a lot of people don't understand that. I don't know. It's weird because streaming's like, it's not like it is. It's oversaturated, but it's so oversaturated to the point that like people want to do it, but they don't even really know what it requires doing. And I do agree with Jynxzi when you like when Ludwig was looking at his stats, like that guy streams 657 hours in a month or something, I think like that, to like 5 viewers. People don't understand that, like, genuinely, if you could, this is my take. If someone was to reach out their hand and they told you, hey, this hand, my left hand, you will be disgustingly rich. If you open this hand, you'll be one of the top streamers in the world, right? And you won't have to stream to like 1 or 2 viewers, right? And you'll just be there, like you'll be at the top, right? Or you could put the right hand and you could say, hey, if you keep streaming and making content for 5 to 6 years, right? I promise if you pick this one, you will make it, but you'll have to grind for it. I think a lot of people would obviously pick the left hand, but I, in my personal opinion, wouldn't, because the problem with blowing up overnight is that you don't have any time to get comfortable with whatever you're blowing up on. And in my personal opinion, if you were to blow up on Twitch and you just started streaming on Twitch and you didn't really know the ins and outs of it, one of the biggest factors that I talked about to one of my friends is that, like, you need moderators. If you have like an average of, like, I would dare say like over 100, right? If you have over 100 concurrent viewers, you need at least one moderator. One moderator that watches your stream all the time. And I'm not going to get into the aspect of like paying them or whatever, but moderators are basically people that have permissions in your Twitch channel to say like mute people or ban people or time them out. And the reason that you want one of those for 100 concurrent viewers is my personal opinion. I think anything 100 over is kind of hard to manage yourself if you're also the person streaming, because then you're taking away time to have to go away from what you're doing. Say if you're playing a game, especially if it's like a multiplayer game, I'll use Overwatch for an example. If you're in the middle of an Overwatch game and you don't have any moderators, right? And somebody starts saying some foul ass shit in your chat, you now have to sell the game, pause, go into your chat, time that person out or ban them, do whatever you need to do, and then go back to the game. Not only does that negate like viewership, because now people are unengaged with it because you just paused a very fast-paced game, and you're taking time to highlight the people that are doing shit that you don't want in your chat, which is giving them the attention that they want. Even if you are to ban them, that's what they're looking for you to like actively stop what you're doing and look at the messages and stuff that they're sending. So I think anything 100 and over, you definitely need at least one moderator. But going high here, say you have like 90,000 people, like Kai has in his subathon right now, you need like a team, like a dead ass like team, like managing all of that, because there's 90K people just going crazy in a chat, a singular chat. And I think a lot of people don't understand that. Like, if you were to blow up overnight, you would fall off so fast because you wouldn't know how to manage it. You would have people messaging you. You would have sponsorships going your way. You would have people messaging you to do collabs. You'd have people doing that. And you cannot learn that shit overnight. Like, you cannot wake up the next day and have 8 people messaging you, be like, hey, you want to collab stream today? Meanwhile, you don't even know how to like operate your settings in your Streamlabs, right? Like, I think people really underestimate, like, I'm not saying that streaming is hard or it's, getting into the argument is like streaming is harder than a 9-to-5 job or anything like that. But I think a lot of people overlook all of the steps that it takes to become a successful streamer or pairing it up as a successful content creator. There's so much, and I agree with Joe Bart when he says that. It's like, I never want to be at the top with all of this shit. I just want to, it's just that, like, I want to be able to wake up and make stuff that I really like, and like create stuff that I think is entertaining. Because the moment that you think that your stuff is entertaining, the moment that you can make stuff that you find entertaining, whether it be funny or artistic or anything like that, the moment that you can truly sit back and say, hey, I like this is really cool, is the moment that you can actually rep it and be proud of it. And the minute that you're proud of the work that you do is the time that you can sit back, and even if people are negative towards like what you're repping, you can still at the end of the day be like, no, like, this is cool. Like, that person just doesn't like this, right? They don't like this type of content, this form of content. The moment that you can make something like that, that's when you start winning. Even if you have 1 viewer, 2 viewers, 3 viewers, if you have nobody watching you, if you can sit back and you can be like, yes, I think this was funny, I think this was cool, I thought this was awesome, that is the minute that you will start succeeding in streaming. Because even if you don't have the numbers to show it yet, you will have belief in yourself. And even if you never end up getting an audience, right? Now, even if you end up still being a nobody to everybody, you will still feel proud of yourself at the end of it, because you have done work and time and put in effort towards something that you care about. And, maybe that leads you into a different aspect of your life.
Nicholas Stewart, or as we know him today as Jynxzi, was born on September 26, 2001 in Odessa, Florida. Growing up, he wasn't chasing streamer awards. His first love was actually soccer. He played competitively for a local team called Everton FC in Florida. And for a while, that was his entire world outside of school. As the mid-2010s rolled around, soccer wasn't his only obsession anymore. Like countless teenagers, he was sinking deeper into the world of video games.
Clash of
It started
Clans.
with the mobile game
Clash Royale,
Nick
my
grinded
bad.
his way up the ranks, even competing at the semi-pro level under the name It's Nova Nick. By his junior year, the focus had once again shifted. He wanted to stream, so he created a new account, called it I Sweat Games, and for the first time, he hit go live on Twitch.
Hi, what's up, guys? Just went live 5 seconds ago.
And the timing of this move was perfect, because 2018 was the year live streaming exploded into the mainstream. Fortnite was everywhere, pulling in millions of players and casual viewers. Streamers like Ninja, Tfue, and Daquan were becoming household names. Ninja's collabs with Drake, Travis Scott, and Juju Smith-Schuster made headlines outside of the gaming world, putting Twitch in front of audiences who had never watched a live stream before. And that sudden surge of attention created space for new creators to break through. Now, I Sweat Games was short-lived. Nick dropped that username and started fresh as Jynxzi, but starting then gave him a chance to grow with the platform. He just had to follow the usual playbook.
Do you go to school? I graduated high school last year, bro. I'm pursuing a career and becoming a full-time Twitch streamer and YouTuber.
To become a top 1% streamer on Twitch, you really had to chase the biggest titles. And at that time, that game was Fortnite.
It's called Fortnite. It's free.
To build an audience, you had to be the first to start streaming when a new season rolled out. You had to be the first to show the viewers what was new. Be the first to find the bugs, the Easter eggs, to play the games in ways no one else was. And that's how you'd stand out.
Yo, we need that, my man. Hold on, chat. We need that.
When Jynxzi was faced with this playbook, he ignored it. Instead, he went all in on Rainbow Six Siege.
Dude, Siege is the greatest game on planet Earth.
Siege at the time was practically on life support. I mean, Rainbow Six was barely scraping past 80,000 average viewers on a good month. And when you compare it to Fortnite's 78.3 million active users each
that was
month,
crazy. You guys don't understand how crazy, and it was because nobody was doing anything. Fortnite blew up. Like, it came out before COVID, obviously. I remember it being a thing before COVID. Okay, so it did. It came out in 2017. From 2017 to 2019, it kind of was popular. Like, it was circulating. People thought it was fun. But Fortnite blew up, obviously. I didn't play this game a lot during COVID, but it was because I was playing Warzone and stuff like that. But Warzone and Fortnite were like the two main competitors for like viewership in COVID. And dude, COVID had crazy Fortnite numbers. Had crazy Fortnite viewers. It was insane because obviously nobody was working. And if you were working from home. But 78 million viewers, people watching Fortnite content, whether I think that he might just be like all of Twitch. One thing to speculate is that I think from this time that he's talking about, he is a little bit accurate in saying that you had to be the first one to be streaming something new on a game that was blowing up. But I think it's definitely shifted now. I think it's definitely shifted to almost people will watch streamers not depending on what game they're playing. I think they watch streamers. I think streaming has kind of become a personality thing, if that makes sense. I think people watch certain streamers that they vibe with and like as a person or like as a character. And then they'll be completely different in real life. If you were to hang out with, say, like Lacey from FaZe, I promise you he's like leaps and bounds different if you were to sit down and hang out with him off camera. There was no stream cameras around. There was no cameras. I promise you he's a completely different person than what he puts on when he streams.
Imagine not playing Rainbow Six Siege.
And yet, Jynxzi stuck with it, because even with all its flaws, Siege was different. Its unique destruction mechanics and tactical gameplay forced players to think, adapt, and strategize in ways that no other mainstream game did. But choosing such an unpopular...
And I'm going to take a guess. You know what's so fucking awesome about this is I'm pretty sure I'm going to predict what this guy's going to say. I don't know if Jynxzi planned this because I don't follow him on a regular basis. Like, I don't watch his streams. But if he started playing, like, dude, this guy had to have the most cast iron mental will to pick a game that was dying and start streaming that. Because if he picked this game with the vision that he was going to revive it, which everybody will agree with me that he literally brought back Siege. Because I remember one of the things that blew Jynxzi up before he's like super popular right now, and I remember seeing him on TikTok and even like YouTube, I think. He would come up with YouTube where he would view people's clips of them playing Siege. If what he's about to say in this video is that Jynxzi brought player bases back to Siege, made the game more popular than it was, right? In the aspect that he was going to be able to use new players playing Siege for the first time as content to blow himself up, that is such a meta play. But like the fact that he flipped the script, and when you're watching somebody stream a game, if you watch enough of this person play this game, you're going to eventually have the desire or idea, hey, I want to try playing this game, right? And if a bunch of people that had never played Siege before watch this guy play Siege, see him shred in it or be funny on it, they're gonna be like, oh my god, I want to try this game. And then that's what made people play the game.
It came at a price.
I'm 19, I'm pursuing a career in becoming a full-time Twitch streamer, full-time YouTuber.
By ignoring the industry's biggest titles, Jynxzi made his uphill battle even steeper. On a platform already stacked against smaller streamers, he was cutting himself off from the easiest route to visibility and grinding on a game fewer and fewer people seem to care about.
We stream every day, most consistent Siege streamer there is, every single day.
For a year straight, Jynxzi streamed Rainbow Six gameplay to an average viewership of just 5. And at times, it pushed him to the brink.
If I could just get 1 follower a day, I would be happy.
With so few people watching and stagnant growth, he seriously considered walking away from streaming altogether.
My friends, my teachers, guidance counselor just said like, oh, you're wasting your time. You're not going to be a streamer. That's a pipe dream. It's not realistic. That too.
As exhausting as it was, he kept streaming, day after day, doing what he genuinely enjoyed, holding on to the belief that maybe one day it would pay off.
5 viewers, he's grinding. He's on the grind!
As he got better at the game, the Siege community began to tune in. Slowly, 5 average viewers turned into 15.
This is so sick to watch, bro.
Crazy, bro.
And
this
by
is
June,
so
his
sick.
Twitch following had jumped from just 300 to over 3,000 followers.
Bro, we're at 993 viewers. Can we hit 1,000 viewers, bro?
But in the summer of 2021, he hit a wall. 1,500 average viewers. The reach of Rainbow Six hit its
1,500
limit.
is
Despite being one of the most popular players in the space, and even having a personal charm in the game, no one outside of the Rainbow community cared enough to tune into the streams. For almost an entire year, Jynxzi sat there, at 1,500 viewers, making enough money to not have a job, but not enough to really live a life.
Yeah.
Until one day, he woke up to thousands of new followers. He was confused at first, then checked TikTok. Someone had screen recorded his stream from the day prior and uploaded a short clip to
that's
TikTok.
crazy.
It was of him opening alpha packs in Rainbow, getting the same annoying rubber ducky charm 3 times in a row.
Another rubber ducky!
It exploded on TikTok, raking in over 17 million views that day.
How many do you guys have?
When he started up stream later that day, that ceiling finally moved. Thousands poured in, and Jynxzi's stream peaked at over 4,000 live viewers.
That's
it had been almost
crazy.
4 years since he started streaming, and Jynxzi had finally moved up a rung on Twitch's endless ladder.
5,000 viewers already. That is a Jynxzi channel record.
But what no one could have guessed was how quickly he'd shoot towards the top from here. That viral clip was the light bulb moment. If one random highlight could pull thousands to his stream, what would happen if he started posting them himself? So he ramped up the content machine, launching new accounts on TikTok and YouTube, cutting together his rages, his highlights, his crash outs. And he wasn't the only one. Every day, dozens of accounts were pumping out Jynxzi's reactions, funneling even more viewers straight to his streams.
We had 10,000 viewers!
By January of 2020,
yeah, because that's genuinely like if I had to give it advice, like I don't think I'm to this level yet because but Jynxzi is a very, very personable person in the aspect of like he makes himself perform in a way where he is very clippable. Twitch doesn't have an engagement algorithm like TikTok has, so like the only way for you to get viewers on Twitch is not just by going live. Like you can go live. Like if I'm being completely honest, I feel like we are in a time frame now where you could 100% probably not even stream right now. Still play a game. If you want to be a streamer, like you want to be able to stream and have a live chat and stuff like that, you could either do two things. You could either stream or just record gameplay, depending on how much storage you have on your device, or even if you don't have a device, record it and then just start using that recording to make clips. And that's another thing too, is like you can stream 4 or 5 hours at a set resolution and have the chance of somebody joining in your stream and having a conversation with them. And then even if you don't, there's still like, even if you have no engagement for 4 to 6 hours of streaming, right? The plus is that you can still just pull that stream, download it, and make content from that. Jynxzi is a very, very clippable person, and the best thing, the best case scenario you could ever have to blow up on Twitch is to have what happened to Jynxzi happen. Have other accounts upload your clips. Like TikTok is the perfect example of that. The successful part of that is that if other people find you and think that you're funny, even if it's just one person, right? One person out of those 5 viewers clipped him, posted it on TikTok, and then it blew up. The person that, it wasn't even Jynxzi that posted it. It was a random individual. So like, I need people to understand that like, it literally is that. Like, it literally takes one person. If you're streaming to actually one person, so 90% of the people that I talk to would be discouraged by that. But it literally takes one person taking you, clipping you, and posting you somewhere, and other people seeing it and just being like, oh my God, this person's fucking awesome, right? And then they come to your stream or they come to your social media, all that stuff. It literally takes one fucking person, and it doesn't always have to be you. You don't have to be the person to upload content daily. Like, so the point is that I'm trying to make is that it literally doesn't have to be a viral clip that you made. Like, I will try to upload 3 TikToks, 3 clips from a stream that I did most recently, post it on TikTok, and see what that does. I haven't been getting a ton of views, if I'm being honest. I get like 200 to 400 views, but that's what I'm saying is like all it takes is somebody that has a bigger following than me, either reposting or clipping myself themselves and then posting it on TikTok, and they'll be like, oh shit, this guy's kind of funny, you know? It's literally, nobody wants to believe it because it seems unrealistic, but like when you really think about it, it makes sense that like you have the potential of having one person, because everything starts from one person. Like if a clip goes viral, a team of people didn't post that. It was one person that owns that account, that TikTok account, posted you, it blew up, and now a bunch of people want to watch you.
Twitch,
don't give up.
750,000 in March, and just weeks later came the milestone every streamer dreams of.
1 million.
1 million followers on Twitch.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I can't imagine how he felt.
I'm calling my dad.
Didn't stop there. Just days later, the sub counter rocketed past giants like XQC and Kai Cenat. Jynxzi, streaming Rainbow Six Siege, was the #1 subscribed streamer on Twitch.
Yeah, he's the #1 most sub person on Twitch right now. Yeah, which is crazy, by the way.
I haven't gotten to watch him yet, but his TikTok seemed pretty funny.
Oh yeah, he's hilarious.
By September, Jynxzi was averaging over 60,000 viewers, and at the
60K
2023
is
Streamer
crazy.
Awards, he was crowned both the best gamer and breakout streamer of the year.
Because the biggest streamer in the world right now is a guy named Jynxzi. And for a full year, he streamed on Twitch to an average viewership of 2.
It literally just started as an idea and a dream and a goal.
Yeah, he's streaming like 7-8 hours a day for 5 people. Man.
November 2019, 5 viewers. Every great thing that you will ever achieve is brick by brick, day by day, night by night. December 2019, 5 viewers. It started off 5. years ago. 5!
Pursuing a career and becoming a full-time Twitch streamer and YouTuber.
January 2020, 5 viewers. The amount of mother that'll tell you that you can't do something because they can't imagine themselves doing something. If you have a dream, you have to protect that dream every single day when you wake up, bro. You cannot lose if you just don't give up. Literally, bro. The only way to lose is to give up.
The crazy thing is why this all worked in the first place. A generation ago, streamers lived and died by the games they played. If the game popped, so did they. But if it faded, their careers went with it. Jynxzi flipped that script. Siege was already on life support when he started, so his growth was never tied to the popularity of the game. The climb took longer, but it built a foundation that wouldn't crack when trends move on.
If you're the top guy on any stream, you are dealing with all of the bullshit.
However, success often comes at a cost. In just a few months, he went from a random kid on Twitch to the internet's main character, and that meant his personal life wasn't really his anymore. Relationships, drama. Suddenly, it was all being dissected by millions of strangers. What was once private became part of the content machine, whether he wanted it to or not. And even inside Siege, not everyone was happy with Jynxzi. Some of the OG players hated the new wave that he brought with him. They said his streams made the game less serious, that the culture was more about entertainment than strategy. The exact energy that revived Siege also made Jynxzi a target within the game's most dedicated community. But that's the trade-off of internet fame. You work so hard to get everything you ever wanted, only to realize it comes with everything you never asked for.
I've been thinking about making this video for a very long time. I am retiring. I'm no longer going to be streaming, posting YouTube videos, posting TikToks. I feel like I lost all my love for it and passion for it. And now it's like, I just don't even want to stream anymore. So thank you to all my supporters. And this is goodbye.
And for Jynxzi, the only way through was the same way he started. Keep pushing.
Psych! Part-time's Jynxzi is gone. Starting tomorrow, I'm streaming every night, 7 p.m. to 12 p.m. I'm back on my 5-hour. Let's get it. Let's go. Click the sub button, click the like button, and let's do this for our mama and our little brother too.
He built his whole career on showing.
Did he mean at 12 a.m., 7 p.m. to 12 p.m.?
It all together. He began branching out, pushing his content far beyond the walls of Rainbow Six Siege. Jynxzi hosted online dating shows, opened fan mail live on camera, and began IRL streaming with some of the biggest names on Twitch.
You do, you're crushing.
Yeah, thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
This was actually the time period that I, myself, first became a fan of Jynxzi. In early 2024, those clips of mukbangs with Queso and cooking with Sketch started flooding my TikTok feed.
Was that pot rusty, or trying to find out what the metal taste is there?
And I'll admit, I can't stand the cringy, over-the-top screaming reactions by streamers. Except for this.
So,
That's actually pretty fun. Anyways, this was the first time that I saw Jynxzi be more of himself and less of an internet character. These clips, especially the sketch, were hysterical and created trends far outside of the gaming community.
You're gonna need a frisbee to cover those pepperonis.
These streams took Jynxzi to an all-new high, averaging nearly 100,000 viewers per stream and peaking at 229,525 concurrent viewers. For perspective, Twitch as a whole maintains an average of 2.6 million active users at any given time, meaning Jynxzi alone had 10% of the entire platform.
That's crazy.
To Jynxzi, this made it infinitely clear. His fans were watching for him, and no matter what he streamed, they'd be there. The mental barrier of streaming for performance was gone. Jynxzi really just streamed whatever he wanted to. He still streamed Rainbow, but there was constantly new additions, some that even go all the way back to the beginning of this journey.
How long have you been streaming, honestly?
yeah,
When did you start?
I've never even said this, but like I was streaming when I was a freshman in high school. I was streaming when I was 15. So I've streamed on 3 different accounts. I started off streaming Clash Royale.
Earlier this year, Jynxzi hopped back onto the Clash Royale grind, streaming more and more of the content he used to stream to just an audience of 5. But this time, it wasn't the task of performing that was fueling the grind. The same game that lit the spark of his competitive drive was surging again in popularity, and it would be easy to chalk that up to timing or coincidence if the numbers weren't there. In June, 8 out of the 10 uploads on Jynxzi's channel were Clash Royale, with the game's player count jumping over 8.4 million in that exact same month. Whether he'll admit it or not, the moment he came back, the game itself seemed to wake up too. And not just Clash Royale. Overnight, a surge of 800,000 players jumped back into Clash of Clans. Like it was almost a brand new
crazy,
release, and
dude.
we were right there with him.
That's wild.
But behind every stream, behind all the numbers and the noise, is the life that keeps him grounded.
You live with the parents, right?
Yeah, I live with like my mom, my brother, my cousin.
Off camera, it's not about winning or losing in a video game. It's about family and the quiet moments that never make the highlight reel. A steady support system that's been there from the very beginning, reminding him who he is at the end of the day.
To me, family's all you really have in life. Like, you can have like money or fame or whatever, but at the end of the day, all that really matters is like the people you truly care about. So like, I have my whole life to go off and live by myself. I may as well spend as much time with my mom and dad while I can.
The success may look larger than life, but at its core, it's held together by simple, real-life anchors that fame can't touch. In today's world, it's almost routine to watch creators blow up overnight, only to lose pieces of themselves along the way. The fame, the number, the pressure, it changes people. But Jynxzi never let those pieces slip away. He held onto them tightly. The laughter, the humility, the roots that shaped him. And more than anything, he kept close the relationship that mattered the most. His dad.
I've nothing but like the highest thanks to my dad. When I was like 17 years old and I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, my dad was the person who told me to just go for it, and he said, you'd be good at it.
There's Jynxzi, there he is. See him, chat right there. There's Junko.
I created my
Junko.
in 2019. I had one viewer.
He bought his dad a car too, right?
Year. That one viewer was my dad. He was in every stream, always hyping me up, and he never stopped believing in me. When you have somebody in your corner that's your dad and they believe in you from the jump, what else do you need? Call to my dad.
Yo. Dad, I just hit 1 million.
No, I'm watching.
Oh, you're in?
Yeah, I'm so happy I can't feel my arms.
I can't even feel my arms.
I think the story that is Jynxzi
so
is far
cool.
from over. But in its own way, it's come full circle. From the late nights of streaming to a few viewers, to teachers saying he would never make it, to now living the exact way he's always dreamt of. He's always been one thing. Himself. And yeah, the sacrifices were real, but if you asked him today whether he'd do it all over again, I don't even think there'd be a pause. The answer would be simple.
Yeah. That's really cool. Yeah, no, I mean, that's also another thing that people don't really touch on about is it is, not to get super sentimental either, it is so extremely hard to go for something such as like content creation, or honestly, if you're starting to go for a career like Jynxzi did, where you want to be a content creator or a streamer or whatever, having just one person in your life, like one physical person, like one, not somebody in your chat. And I know that's going to sound really fucked up, but you can have a bunch of support. Like I could have like 15 people in this chat right now, all supporting me, right? It's going to sound really fucking selfish to say this, but like the amount of support that 15 people could give me that I probably would never meet is going to inherently mean less to me than if a family member or a close friend or somebody that I know in real life were to hang out with me or in person be like, dude, you got this, like you just got to go for it, right? Like believe in yourself, and then they believe in you. That hits harder to home and gives you, in my opinion, or how I feel, it gives me more gas in the tank to actually like go for something. And I'm by no means throwing my parents under the bus at all when I say this, but when I decided that I wanted to buy my first PC, I worked a dog shit job for like three to 4 months during COVID. Like we were coming out of COVID, but not everything was still open. And I remember working a dog shit job for like 3 to 4 months. And I used almost all the money I got from that job to save up for my first PC. I was like, dude, I want to do streaming. I want to do content creation because it was something that I genuinely enjoy. I enjoyed consuming it because a lot of people were doing it, but I also enjoyed the process of making it yourself. Like it's fun. A lot of parents will view it as like a waste of time because you're not gaining anything back from it. You're just spending a ton of your time. And I think it's not that I don't think my parents don't want me to do it or didn't want me to do it back in the day, but I think it was they couldn't see an end post of how this would become like a job or per se. So I never really had that, like, I got the opposite for my dad, unfortunately. And I will say that I'm not saying he's a bad person for that, but I am saying that it's definitely affected why I have been so wishy-washy with content creation, because it's like, I don't know if these people would agree with this. Like I said, I don't want to get super sappy or anything, but when you have somebody that's like blood related to you, or somebody that's supposed to be a very important figure in your life, kind of not shit on what you enjoy doing, but in a way say, hey, like you should probably figure something else out. Like, you know, like I don't see how this can work out. Like, who would want to watch this? Like, who would want to do this, right? Who would want to like engage in this? I don't know. When you have somebody, it's hard because you're not gonna be able to understand unless you've had one of your parents say this to you or something. It's extremely demeaning, and it's like it sucks the wind out of your sails. And when you're starting small like that, and you don't have anything to build off of to begin with, it's like sucking the wind out of the sails, but you don't even get on the boat to put the sail up to not have wind sucked out of. So I don't know. It's extremely demeaning, but that's really cool that he had people like his dad root for him. All right, last video.